So apparently, Fat Talk thinks the word obese is a slur. I don't. Hold on. Is being obese a medical condition? Obesity is a complexity involving too much fat. Obesity isn't just a cosmetic concern, it's a medical problem that increases the risk of many other diseases and health problems. July 22nd of 2023. So this is pretty up-to-date information, and I think it's pretty safe to say that being obese is not healthy. But to say that obese is a slur,
Hey, Susan, what appears to be the problem? Hey there,
Yo,
doctor,
what's up,
mate.
Chris?
You alright? Yeah, I'm fine. How are you, Susan? Doctor, I'm gonna be honest, mate. Not too great. I feel a lot of chest pain, right? And my
bet
knees
you do.
hurt when I walk. Okay, well, Susan, the problem with... But that's not all, doctor. I run out of breath really easily, and I just feel tired all the time. Yeah, Susan, I think I might know what the problem you're having is. And every doctor I've gone to about this problem has just been really fat-phobic. Always making comments about my weight and my diet, and it's just really insulting.
They're
Susan,
fat-phobic.
I think
Got
they
it.
might be... No, yeah?
Yeah, obviously the issue is the overeating. Maybe because somebody's getting worried or anxious, they eat, right? And that's like not a healthy correlation to food, but they don't want to admit that is a problem. And honestly, if someone wants to eat fries and McDonald's and do that all day, I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem with this is just the not only ignorance, but like the action of refruiting, like saying no to the obvious truth that's hitting your face. It's like when you're trying to take advantage of...
You're joking, right?
The anime intro is throwing me off.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, Starlight and Huey. Welcome back to the channel. Or if this just so happens to be your first time here, then I'm not even gonna say it, okay? You know. People go in the comments and say, you sound so different. Why do you sound so different? It's because I got braces, I got grills, okay? That's why I low-key have a little bit of a lisp, alright? Some words are still kind of hard to pronounce, but to be fair, most of it is faded by now, but it's still there just by a tiny little bit. And if you say you can't hear a difference, then I'm gonna give you flowers, okay? I'm gonna give you roses and
Hey, it's my first time hearing you, so I think you sound great.
Off YouTube so my speech could recover, but I had to make tarded. Now before I go...
Yeah, obese being a slur, absolutely not. I don't think anyone cares. As somebody who goes to the gym, who trains, and who tries to eat healthy and be healthy and push positivity and all that, I give a fuck if you want to eat McDonald's, Burger King, go out to Mexican every night. I get it. The food is delicious. I totally get it. That fucking smacks. But it's... we can't say that that's a healthy lifestyle, and that is okay. That's where I draw my line. I'm like, don't deceive, because now you're lying, and you're gonna get somebody a fucking heart disease and kill them.
Oh, on and on and on. Let me just preface this by saying, because I thought this would be common sense by now, but clearly the internet has reduced all of our IQs by at least 200. And for some reason, I don't feel like it's gonna get any better anytime soon. But easily...
Wait, was that kid a little shitbot?
One of the dumbest...
Is that what that was? Hold on.
Actions.
Little mister, he is a little shit can.
Anytime soon. But easily one of the dumbest communities on the internet is the fucking body positivity, fat liberation, body diversity, plus size. Literally every single other word under the sun other than what they actually are. Obese. You are obese, okay? You're not body liberated, you're not plus size. A fucking large Coke at KFC is plus size. You're just fucking obese, man. You can call it whatever you want. It is not gonna change that fact. We've been over this several times. And like
this guy's farming this engagement. You better be jacked, sir.
No one cares that you're obese. If you want to sit down and eat pizza and ice cream all day, go ahead, okay? We don't care. People only start making...
Does she really just fucking...
only start making fun of you when you complain about being overweight.
Was she dunking her cheeseburger in ramen? I bet that fucking smacks. I want to try this. What the fuck?
These people are so fucking tone deaf it hurts to watch. I've literally seen some accounts on TikTok where they'll go, oh my god, my jeans won't fit, they need to make bigger jeans, and then they'll simultaneously post what I eat in a day, and it's the worst food ever. Like, the solution to your problem is right there.
You're saying there's somebody who goes out to the store, buys a pair of jeans, some 34 30s, and then they get mad when they need 38 30s, and they're like, yo, your jeans don't fit me no more. Is that what I'm understanding? There's no way.
Your account, you fucking wanker. But the worst thing these people do is that they'll genuinely convince themselves that there's nothing wrong with being obese. Do I even need to go over why that just doesn't make any sense? I've done it before, so I don't think I need to, but I will say that looking like this can, will, and is going to kill you. And is 100% gonna cause you health issues down the line. Like heart problems, kidney problems, joint problems, bone problems. Do I even need to go on?
Heart problems,
that short
lung
list
problems.
is bad enough, but the full one is pretty fucking bad. Now, I'm not saying that people who aren't fat don't have these problems, but
you're just less prone to getting it.
Know this.
Primary school. This guy has to be from like England.
Even you.
And he's not wrong with anything that he's saying, right? I'm kind of on board with everything that he's saying. The things that's making me like, not, it's just there's a delivery, and the delivery is a little harsh. And sometimes, I mean, some of these people need a harsh delivery just to make them wake up and make them kind of say what they were saying out loud, and then they hear themselves say it. Like, I don't know, but I agree with everything he's saying, but it is a little harsh.
Been a really weird push into glorifying this stuff. The silly, health at all size, my body is beautiful dog shit that no one actually believes has, for some reason, become a main statement in today's modern media. And it just keeps getting worse. Here we have the word obese trending on Twitter, or X, or whatever the fuck people call it nowadays. I don't care. Now, to everyone who actually enjoys their life and doesn't use Twitter, you're probably wondering, why was the word obese trending? Well, now the word obese,
I'm not gonna lie,
the medical term,
I use Twitter every day. I like Twitter more than any other social.
Considered a slur.
Social platforms.
A slur. The word should now be censored and treated like the N-word. Honestly, I couldn't make this up even if I tried. Even
obese is the N-word for black people? Is that what I just read? Bro, you guys gotta get your life together. Go to Planet Fitness. It's $10, $20. Bring a friend. Get the massage chairs afterwards. Just fucking walk. Just start walking and like touch your toes and then reach up to the ceiling. Like, I mean, seriously, like some basic stuff and then build up from there.
Though I have zero expectations of anyone on the internet, I'm still somehow disappointed.
I can always identify someone who doesn't have a great grasp on history if they see medicalization as a stamp of inherent virtue. This comes up a lot when I talk about how the word obese is a slur. At least one person will.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think there's a single person who actually really believes these facts. But if you're coming into a conversation and you're putting people and you're cornering people in this and they feel like they have to speak in that corner, like,
always pop their head out of the ground to say obese is a medical term.
But it quite literally is. It says it right here. It's a medical condition that people can get diagnosed with.
As if that somehow makes it better.
We googled that shit too at the beginning of this video. We know!
No, that would just not make it a slur. It would make it a medical condition.
You know what else used to be a medical term? Like a lot of bad shit we don't say anymore. Because we realized it was stigmatizing as fuck and it actively harmed people.
You know what else actively harms people?
Being obese?
Obesity. You fucking twat. And unlike words, obesity actually harms people on a biological level. And even if you call
it doesn't hurt their feelings,
like
it actually hurts their body.
Bodied or morbidly, it's not gonna change the fucking issue. Because it's not a derogatory term, it's a health problem. People are still gonna suffer from obesity whether you call it obesity or not.
And like, obesity is a funky one. I'm sorry I keep pausing this video, but I just like, this is something I'm like I spent over 10 years of my life being a personal trainer. I lost 100 pounds. I was privileged to help hundreds of people lose hundreds of pounds, own a gym. Like, this is right in my wheelhouse. Obesity is not just a health problem, but from the people that I've met in the gym, from just casually in the gym, out of the gym, just talking, a lot of obesity could almost be seen as like poor education, right? Not knowing legitimately like the food that you're putting in. Like, people don't realize how much calories or carbohydrates are in just a single shot of alcohol, let alone though when they go to the weekend, they just get drinks and they get like a skinny margarita. They think they're saving themselves, but it's still alcohol. And then not only does alcohol, like, is it just carbohydrates? It's also doing stuff to you hormonally and how your body's going to recover. And this is not just alcohol too. This could be fast food and the difference of quality of food. Like, so education is a part of it. And then the other part that I don't want to say, but I'm just going to fucking take the weed whacker straight to the weed on this, is it's mental health. A lot of these people who are like mentally obese and think there's nothing wrong with it and push it and whatnot, there's a legitimate mental health issue going on there.
Never thought I'd ever have to explain that.
Science and language are both constantly evolving and updating. The medical establishment is not exempt from this. If anything, it's actually a particularly strong example of how this happens. We don't need to look too far back into history at all to see how medical terminology and practices change.
Yeah, well, that's due to a little known fact called technology. The reason why medical practices change is due to technological advances.
Cook.
Back in the day,
Cook.
they didn't have technology to pinpoint each medical issue.
Let
But
him
now we do. And with that knowledge, we can tell that being morbidly obese is not good for you.
For example, homosexuality is no longer diagnosed as a mental illness. Female hysteria is not something that's diagnosed anymore.
Ah, yes. Two psychological thought processes which don't inherently kill you. You know, guys, I think I'm starting to see the relation between that and having plaque literally cover your organs. Yeah, they're definitely the
That's
same
not
thing.
my issue with the
Cocaine and
obesity.
heroin are
If,
no longer
if someone
prescribed
chooses
as
to do that, then
anesthetics
fuck it.
or cough suppressants.
But just don't say it's
Lysol
healthy.
You know, it's almost like there's a way for doctors to tell if there's something biologically harmful to you. I wonder.
Also, could we say that here in the United States that like we also have an issue with the medical establishment being bought out, and during these times when doctors were being, pushing the benefits of quote unquote cigarettes that they may have been funded to. I don't know if you guys know this, but in the medical field, you have representatives, AE reps, who go to these different doctors' offices selling them different drugs to give to you guys. Shocker. I know, baby. Crazy.
Wonder if they can still do that. Well, I guess not. Is her argument here that science is just outdated and that there's nothing unhealthy about being overweight? Because if that's the case, then she'd be wrong. The same way that we know smoking cigarettes is bad is the same way that we know overeating is bad. You'd expect a fully grown adult to know this.
More importantly, when a marginalized group tells you that a word or practice harms them, you can just go ahead and believe them.
God.
No. Because we can't. No, yeah, I'm going to stick to my guns on this one. I'm standing 10 toes down. No. Just because someone says that they're oppressed, someone says they're marginalized, someone says that they're the victim, doesn't necessarily mean that they are the victim. And I hope to God that this is going to be a skit that represents something like this, but that's just called enabling. All that is just enabling the person to keep feeling bad, keep victimizing their own selves, and not take any incentives in their own life. Whether they could take a lot of them or a few of them, they're not taking the initiative, in their life to take control.
I love alcohol. Love me some alcohol. Listen, buddy, I'm glad to have you at the bar and all, but I think you've had too much. I think you might be an alcoholic. Hey, you can't say that word is a slur. I don't appreciate that word. That word is very harmful. Listen, I'm sorry, man. I know the word alcoholic might be harsh, but this is your 13th drink.
Makima Sakuna out on a little date? That would make sense. I believe that.
No, fucking haven't. You're an alcoholic. It doesn't matter what word I use here. The problem is this guy drinks too fucking much. I don't understand how people can argue
That's a good example of this.
My point here is you can call it whatever you want. It's not going to change the fact that obesity is an underlying medical condition. And if you view that as offensive, well, then that kind of contradicts your entire fat liberation argument. I thought it was okay to be morbidly obese. Why is it now all of a sudden a word that shouldn't be said?
Just a reminder that I am very fat and very sexy, and I am 100%.
I'm sure there's some
obesity.
My God, she just said the O word. Cancel her. No, but seriously, what are the rules here? Is it bad? Is it good? Is it a word that no one should ever say?
I'm in Georgia, and I know some good old Southern boys that would.
Suggestions, fat talk. Feel free to contact me.
Smash
but this all just feels like they're just ignoring their health. Like one big, everyone close your ears and go la 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 la. I don't want to hear the obese word. To which, okay, fine, but that's not gonna change the fact that you are obese. Sorry, I meant you're plus sized, and so is the plaque in your arteries. Good luck with heart disease.
Obesity is a noun, and it doesn't describe how large something is.
Well, actually, the word obese is an adjective, and is a word used to describe a large human being. So, no, you're wrong.
Quick point, the word obesity, not obese, is a noun, but in context, she was very clearly referring to the adjective definition of the use of the word. For sure, quick little checkpoint, whatever. But this is the issue I have with some people who come in and they will have an argument with you. And I know we have so many people like this. In most cases, it's a girlfriend who comes into the argument and says, hey, these are the facts. This is the law. This is the reality. And you're like, no, none of that's actually true, you crazy. How many calories did you burn jumping to those conclusions? Like, Okay, I was trying to make a joke, but that wasn't completely it. But in this case, it's like them saying obesity is not a word to define somebody who's fat, when clearly that's the actual definition of the word. They're just saying it's not, so they want you to bend to the knee and agree with them instead of them coming in and admitting they're wrong. And as they're more than likely, as they're saying it, they probably realize they're wrong, but then they don't have the humility, the whatever, I don't know, to say, I don't know what I was saying. I was wrong. Maybe there's a better way to rephrase what I was trying to say.
We don't say that house is obese.
The word obese is used to describe people, genius.
The term obesity comes with judgment. Not a judgment of the size of that person, but of how they became large.
What are you talking about? By definition, it literally is used to describe how large someone is. At this point, you're just throwing in random shit in to make it sound like you know what you're talking about. The word obese is a chronic disease that impairs health, okay? You can try and shift the definition all you want, saying all this fucking judgment bullshit, but it's not gonna change the fact that being obese is bad for you. It's not neutral, it's fucking bad for you.
Word comes from Latin, meaning to overeat, which puts the blame on the larger person.
Where else is the blame supposed to go? Me? Is it my fault that you can't go outside without a fucking scooter? Or is it your fault because you refuse to eat a salad once in a while?
Hold on. Sorry, Karen. What did he just say
Bad
there?
for you.
Word comes from Latin,
Yeah,
meaning
yeah.
to overeat, which puts the blame on the larger person.
Where else is the blame supposed to go? Me? Is it my
Accessibility is for everyone. No one should feel ashamed or embarrassed for using the tools they need to navigate the world. I mean, I agree with that statement. I don't have this back on here. Haha. I agree with the statement, honestly. Accessibility is for everyone. No one should feel embarrassed for using the tools they need to navigate the world. Yeah, I don't think, but it's if you're saying that there's nothing wrong with this person health wise, that's where once more where I'm drawing my issue. It's where I have a problem with this.
fault that you can't go outside without a fucking scooter? Or is it your fault because you refuse to eat a salad once in a while?
As if food carries moral value. It doesn't, and we should stop using this word.
Well, obviously it doesn't hold moral value, it's just food. The food itself isn't the problem here. The problem is when you eat 3,000 to 4,000 calories of it every day. You can change the word all you want, the problem is still gonna be there. You fucking idiot. I don't like that word, can we change it? Mate, the word's not the fucking problem. The problem is that your internal organs probably look like Indian street food. You're the size of 3 people and most of you can't even sit down in a chair. You want to change the word to round?
So this is an issue or a thing that's coming across my mind that I can't get over. It's like the reason why I'm going to the gym right now, the reason why I'm staying in shape, if you want to call this crazy, if you want to call this egotistical, whatever. But if something were to happen and we're out in public or we're out and about, we're hiking, and heaven forbid Lauren falls and snaps her leg and now she can't walk, am I really going to be the dude who's out there who's just panicking, waiting for help, or am I going to be the guy who can like try to strap that down, fortify that, throw her on my back, and literally carry her out of the woods? I want to be able to be physically in shape enough to do something like that. If you have a young kid and they're running out to the road and there's a car coming, you want to be mentally sound and fast enough and strong enough to be able to get the kid and get out of the way without harming you, them, or the person coming. Like that, you cannot do that if you're like,
Hello, certified fat person here.
Oh, God. You know, at this point, I can just tell what kind of response I'm going to get just from looking at them. I don't even like using this word, but this is literally the Karen haircut. Okay, well, let's hear this one out.
And I'm more than happy to answer your question if you really do want an answer, which I'm not so sure you do.
Just get on with it.
yeah, like you can't rebuttal with this and then like kind of do this like bullshit.
To start,
It's just a pretty bad health condition. And also, if that's the case, then why the fuck does everyone get so upset about the word obese? Is it because obese sounds worse than fat? I mean, it does, but they both lead to the same conclusion. Heart disease.
it took a lot of work to get to this point, and that's because, like many other words in our language, the word fat has a dark history where it has been used to belittle, insult, and dehumanize.
But for the most part, to educate, because being fat is not a good thing. It's not a fucking body type like in a video game. No, it actually has consequences in real life. The way you talk about being fat is like it's like being short or having a big nose or having big lips or something.
Totally, like something you're born and you have no control over.
are inherent characteristics which you can't change. You are just literally killing yourself.
So for a lot of people, it's very difficult to shake this history when they hear the word fat.
But that's not the history of it. No, you don't get to use it like a black person uses slavery who feels victimized. No, not at all. This is something that you have control over. And I mean, I have a whole different opinion on that side topic, but in this, you have complete and utter control over what you put in your mouth, and you are what you eat. And in this case, if you're just eating a bunch of fried gelatinous food, you will become a fried gelatinous person. And once more, I'm not saying for like people hear this and then like somebody who is overweight and who needs to lose some shape, lose some weight, they look at me like this kid who's just pissed. And I'm like, it's true though. I'm not asking you guys to go out and run a fucking mile tomorrow. I'm just saying get out and start walking. Do 20 minutes of movement a day. Just move for 20 minutes. Just dedicate. This is going to be the time that I work. And now the next time that you do it, 1% harder. And just increase the difficulty by 1%. And by next year, you're going to be 300+% better than you are today. And you're probably going to feel a lot better too and have a lot more energy. I bet you're going to be able to make a lot better decisions, especially when you're stressed and under pressure.
It's an inherently bad thing. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, bone and joint issues, digestion issues. Do I even need to go on?
And if you want the word fat to be used in the same way as skinny, thin, fit, then you need to use it in a way that's not derogatory, which quite frankly, you did not do in your video. So if someone you deem fat prefers to refer to their body as curvy or plus size, they have every reason in the world to do so, and you need to respect it. Thanks.
What difference does it make? Listen, mate, if you'd rather be called plus size, then yeah, whatever, sure, fine. The problems you get from obesity are still gonna be there. How many times do I need to say the same thing before it drills into your abnormally large head?
Added oxygen to that body.
Whether you call it obese or not, it's still gonna be not good. But I guess this rational use of logic can't be expected from Fat Talk. I mean, they all collectively thought it was a good idea to call themselves Fat Talk, for fuck's sake. But another app that rational thought process can't be given to is Twitter. Obviously. I feel like anyone familiar with Twitter could have probably guessed that at this point. No one uses their brains on there. People even found a way to find political discourse in a McDonald's advert. People of Twitter even got mad at PewDiePie for being a happy, loving father. This app is actually hell. Like, actually fucking hell. I refuse to believe that anyone who uses this app is happy in real life. But of course, if they can make big issues out
I'm actually quite happy with my life.
of literally nothing, I don't see how any of these are controversial by any means. But you wouldn't believe the fucking uproar when it comes to the word obese. Now, I look at dumb people all day. I look at silly people all day. And even I've got to put my hands up and say, these are some of the dumbest fucking retards on earth. Fat talk is one thing, but Twitter is another fucking planet, man.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Obesity is a medical slur. Love your body. If you want to, I guess my main question here is, how is weight loss a scam? I mean, yeah, sure, there are some shady weight loss practices, but for the most part, the weight loss journey itself is always a good thing. It's good for your heart, joints, mobility, overall health. You get to live longer. You actually get to sit down in chairs and you don't have to worry about a weight capacity. And you can actually walk without having to waddle around like a fucking penguin. This isn't bullying, this is just facts, right? See?
No, that was a little bullying.
I forgot I wasn't supposed to use rational thinking when talking to someone who uses Twitter. My apologies. When you see the fat-phobic slur obesity, replace the word in your mind with fat people or fat children, and then see how the headline or proposal reads. God. Anything you propose to do about the fat-phobic slur obesity is something you're proposing to do to fat people. And the reason why the word is a slur is because it makes you forget that fat people are people. Okay, no, mate, no. Whenever someone makes the statement that they want to get rid of obesity, they're talking about the illness obesity. They want to get rid of what these
and
people
probably
have,
the underlying
and
mental
not the people,
health
because
issue.
they will live a lot shorter lives if they don't get rid of
The
it.
mental health issue
Obesity
around
isn't a
obesity.
group of people, it's a health condition. Whenever someone says I want to get rid of cancer, they're not saying they want to kill everyone with cancer. They're saying they want to get rid of the illness, you idiot. Don't even try and defend the fat-phobic slur obesity by saying it's a medical term. It's a medical slur. Is that even a thing? Is a medical slur even real? It's either you have the condition or you don't. I don't see how that can be derogatory. It's the word doctors use to deny fat people people medical care. Yeah, we know it's used in medicine, causing they're using it to kill us.
What?
You know what? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Whenever a doctor gives a fat person health advice, they are just denying them healthcare. Yep, you're right. I hate the term so much. It's so dehumanizing. I felt like a fucking specimen when I read the note my doctor wrote for me in order to get reasonable accommodations at work. You know, just getting a little bit. Well,
person
as
can't
a
be your-
colored crayon myself, I don't see
Colored-
how can a biological health condition be racist. I am losing faith in our species. Hey skinnies, the word obesity is a fat-phobic slur. Stop interacting with posts that use it as a way to combat fatness.
I didn't
fucking
think this
hate
was
y'all for
as
that
big of an
shit.
issue.
If you're not fat, stay out of fat people's business. And if you disagree, literally block me. Okay, well you're gonna fucking die. See you later, bro. Calm down, it's a joke. Kind of. The term obese is a slur because it is used to dehumanize and harass us. It's not because our feelings are hurt by an accurate description. Well, it is.
Hey,
Because
they're
I don't
even
see
admitting
how
an
it could be
accurate
anything
description.
else. It is an outdated term that does more harm than good. And as such, it should be eradicated. That's it. I've said it many times before and I'll say it again. Just because you get rid of the word doesn't mean you get rid of what it actually is. The causes and effects of obesity are still gonna be a thing whether you call it obesity or not. How hard is this to understand? It's almost like education is illegal wherever you people are from. My god. Mercedes claims that obesity is a slur used to exact violence on fat people, particularly black, disabled, trans, poor fat people. God, I'm starting to genuinely feel my brain melt at some of this bullshit. What are you talking
I'm
about?
melting
Honestly,
right now.
what are you talking about? A medical term used to diagnose people is now claimed to be violent. This can't be real life. They want to be victims so badly. It's so fucking cringe. You'll never see anyone defend anorexia or chain smoking like this. So why do they do it for obesity? God, this is so fucking weird. Now, I'm not going to claim to be a medical professional by any means because I'm really not. I only studied anatomy, physiology, and nutrition for around a year in college, right? But even with the little amounts of information I have on the subject, I still have more than enough knowledge to claim that being morbidly obese is not a good thing. It's not like a neutral body type like in a video game which has no impact on your gameplay. No, it's not like that. It's a serious medical condition and is terrible for your health. You don't even need to study anything to understand that. I feel like most people can tell what a healthy body looks like compared to an unhealthy one. I wish I was joking.
If you are If you are obese, please don't ever let a doctor or a healthcare provider tell you that you need to lose weight before they investigate further.
The investigating further in a symptom that you're having. So I'm going in and I'm imagining someone's coming in and I'm going to be a doctor, coach, right? And they're morbidly obese. They're walking in, they're coming in and saying, my chest hurts, kind of hard to breathe. And walking up flights of stairs is hard. I'm not going to say, hey, you need to drop 25 pounds and then come back and see me. Because they could be very well having a heart attack right then and there, and they need the help right then and there. So what he's saying in this case actually isn't wrong.
Further a symptom that you're having.
You have to be just a guy in a costume, okay? There is no way you have a medical license. Oh my days, how dare a medical healthcare provider provide medical healthcare? That's just ridiculous. If you are clinically diagnosed with obesity, then you should lose the weight. If a medical professional tells you to do so, then you should probably.
Now I'm just thinking about this back when I was damn near 270 pounds, like 100 pounds heavier than I am now. You go like even if I go to the doctor's office right now and I got on the scale on their BMI and all of that, it would say that I am obese. At my height and weight, I need to be like 160 pounds according to like the BMI index. And on this morning, I'm right over 200. And on my heavy or my lightest, I was 162, but I felt that was like too thin. I didn't feel strong. I felt weak. I didn't have a lot of energy. So I had to put muscle back on. I had to train. I had to get my body strong as well. Yeah, I was making a point in there that sometimes like you go to the doctor's office, their information isn't the most accurate either.
They do so.
They're not trained on
medical
that kind of health.
Who actually uses biology, not this bellend.
If they want to delay getting a lab or getting imaging, or having you see a specialist, if they want to delay that because they say you need to lose weight first, you need to push back on that person. Or you need to find someone else.
Why? If you're obese and you're suffering from symptoms and you decide to lose the weight, there is a high possibility that those symptoms can lessen down, making treatment a lot easier for everyone involved. Any doctor in their right state of mind would understand this.
Because your health problems are not just blamed on your obesity.
Yeah, you graduated on Roblox, bro. There is no fucking way you have a master's degree. This may be news to you, doctor, but being fat itself is a health issue and will be the cause of 99% of the problems these people have. You'd like to believe a doctor would know this.
You are allowed to have other health problems as well, and you deserve the respect and dignity of investigating those other symptoms as well.
Yeah, but what about the main symptom that is visible? Are you serious? If this person walks into your office and says, "Oh, doc, my joints hurt," are you gonna say, "Let me go investigate that further"? No. Idiot. The problem is pretty obvious. It doesn't need much investigation. You'd like to believe a medical professional would understand this, but clearly not. Jeez, man. Us evolving backwards really was an understatement. We've got people genuinely walking around thinking that there's absolutely nothing wrong with being morbidly obese. And there's even people thinking we shouldn't even say the word obese, whilst also simultaneously thinking that there's nothing wrong with being obese. But if that's the case, then why shouldn't we be able to say it? I mean, is it a slur? Is it liberating? Is it fatphobic? I don't even fucking know anymore. Every time I try and understand this stuff, I just get a headache. But there you have it. Modern society. Calling people who are objectively unhealthy is now derogatory. And the word obesity should now be
once more, this is perfect. This is what I have an issue with. This TikTok sums it up pretty damn well. Then I film TikToks making sure to glorify obesity. That's the issue that I have. Don't glorify this. For your heart, your lungs, the joints, there's so much shit that's going on internally in the body that's just screaming for help. Don't glorify that.
Unhealthy is now
and cool and trendy. That is the focus that we want on, and you want to go, like, when you're on your deathbed and your family's around, your grandkid's there. He's like, "Grandpa, I know these are your last words. What can you pass on to me? Make sure you live a life that's cool and trendy." Like, I don't think that's...
And the word obesity should now be censored, but at the same time should be liberated and celebrated, and just, I give up. Every time I come back to this plus size agenda, it just makes less and less sense. But anyways, guys, this is in fact the end of the video, and if you liked, please leave a like, and if you didn't, then feel free to degrade me in the comments. I hope my braces and newfound speed...
I mean, good video. We'll give that a like. Murasaki juice. As an American, I have the O word pass. I'm willing to sell it for a like. That's funny. Calling obese a slur is crazy. Totally. Is it just me, or is it kind of racist of fat people to equate being obese with being black? It's just crazy. Obese seems like a sizable issue. Damn, I went over my head for half a second. It was like a boomerang. Hit me in the back end. It's impressive how they fit in those videos. Holy shit. Just call Humpty Dumpty instead of obese. Oh my god.